Why are so many autistic people non-binary? Have you ever felt like gender just doesn't make sense? Or like labels people use don't quite fit you? If you're autistic and exploring your gender, you're not alone. And science is starting to understand why. A new study talked to 44 non-binary autistic adults. What they found is important. Most people said their autism and their gender identity weren't two separate things. They're inextricably tied. That means that they shape each other in ways that are deep, personal, and powerful. Let's talk about why this happens and why it matters. So autistic people tend to look at the world differently. We question social rules, especially when they feel arbitrary or made up. And gender? Full of confusing social expectations. How to dress, how to act, who you're supposed to be attracted to. If your brain naturally resists conformity, you're more likely to see through those expectations and realise that they don't define you. One person in this study said, "I don't feel like a girl or a boy. I feel a little alien." And honestly, that's valid. Gender isn't just about identity. It's also about how you feel in your body, how you process emotions, and how people treat you. Many autistic people are deeply aware of sensory input or feel disconnected from their bodies, so traditional gender roles might feel especially strange or uncomfortable. Some participants said that they couldn't feel gender in the same way others claimed to. Others found gender too rigid, too performative, just not something they ever connected with. Now here's something powerful. Being autistic already feels like you're different. And when you've already had to figure out how to live in a world that's not built for you, you sometimes gain the freedom to reject what doesn't work. One person said, "I already experience reality differently than most people, so it made sense that I'd experience gender differently too." Another key reason people understood their gender identity was community. So many said they didn't realise they were non-binary until they met other autistic queer people. Hearing others share their experience helped them find the language for something they'd always felt. And that's the power of connection, especially in a world that often tells autistic non-binary people that they're too much or not real. So if you're autistic and you feel like gender doesn't make sense to you, you're not broken, you're not faking it, and you're not alone. There's actually a whole community of people just like you. People whose gender identity and autism are deeply connected and who are learning to live fully, authentically, and on their own terms. This study matters, but it mostly talks to people who had access to queer and autistic community spaces. What about those who don't? What about people who are racialised, rural, or non-speaking? Their stories are often left out. If you're a teen figuring this out, your voice matters too. But this study didn't include young people. That's something future research needs to address. This research listens to autistic non-binary voices, which is amazing, but have these voices helped shape the questions? For truly inclusive research, we need to let the community lead from the beginning. A lot of folks in this study were late diagnosed or self-diagnosed, and that's real and valid. But it also shows how hard it is for non-binary people to get diagnosed. But that's a system problem, not a personal one. Also, not everyone uses the word non-binary. There's agender, genderqueer, and a lot more. Labels are helpful, but they're not everything. We're more than checkboxes. So this study is an incredible start, but it's not the whole story. If we want research that truly reflects our community, we need more voices, more youth, more racial diversity, and more leadership from autistic queer folks ourselves. And if you're feeling this way, click the link in our bio that takes you to some more safe spaces and offers more information. And let's remember, you aren't alone.